With the recent announcements with Viz with Kingdom and Kodansha with the Mushishi reprints, the English manga industry is moving in a way that everyone wanted. They're printing and reprinting all these beloved series that we've been asking for years. Now this is something that's major because it's something that we have not done. Kingdom has been printed in, I think, Spanish, French, and every other language, and we are finally getting on the train in 2025. But this gets me in high hopes that we can get way more than that. And this gets me in high hopes that we can get way more beloved series that we've been asking for in the near future. Now this is my Jake the Pog's manga wish list of things we can get in English very soon, hopefully maybe at some point. But before we get into this video, leave a comment down below about some manga that you wish can get printed in English that hasn't already, whether it's already in this video or not. I want to hear some manga that you guys want to read that you can't read physically, so let's just get straight into this video. Now, I mean, it wouldn't be a manga wish list if I just didn't mention Ashi, because I mean, Ashi is just insanely good, but I'm not going to give it too much time. I'm just more of an honorable mention for this video. Ashi should get printed, but hopefully it does. It deserves it. And if you follow me on Twitter, I am so annoying with 7Cs. They probably hate me, and they will probably never work with me ever in their lives. But truthfully, the first one I want to talk about is Witch Watch. I think this is a series that we should have gotten in English print, but we got an English digital, and it's been in digital hell. And now that the anime is finally coming out, and it's going to be 2 cores, that's massive. There's not many 2-core animes nowadays. The last one I can remember is Blue Box, and outside of that, it's like kind of every core gets split up anyway. We just know that this is going to be 2 consecutive cores, which is massive for Witch Watch. I think this manga was great from what I read. I read the first 4 volumes when it was, before I even got the digital print, and I think it was very, very good. I really enjoyed it, but I also love his works. The Astro Lost in Space and Sket Dance. I didn't finish Sket Dance, and I didn't finish Astro, but I did love what I read. And I do own all of Astro. I just didn't read it all because I was just sick, and I just read the first 2 volumes and, like, fell asleep. But I do love his work. I love his art, and I love his comedy. So I'm very happy that it's getting an anime, and I hope the anime explodes its sales, because if it does, and I think it will, then I think we can get English print for this. I think this is the most realistic one, if I'm gonna be honest, that I'm talking about, because it's not the super longest right now. It already has a digital print, so they already have something they can copy off of and just print out physically. And it's not going to be that hard because the name is in English. It's just like Sakamoto's, where all they have to do is change the mangaka's Japanese name to an English name into Romanji instead of kanji. Like, it's not that hard because they already know it and they've already done it multiple times. And if this is going to be anything, it has to be Viz, because they already have the digital print. Like I said, they already have it, so it's going to be a Viz release. And also, it is a Shonen Jump work, so most Shonen Jump works go through Viz. So I'm going to say this would be 90% Viz, maybe even 100% Viz. It would be 100% Viz, truthfully. So I hope they do announce it within their next announcements. That would mean it would be a 2026 release, because they did announce everything that's coming out in 2025 at the end of the Kingdom announcement. So, I mean, is that annoying? Yes. But it is definitely something, at least, because I think that Witch Watch definitely deserves it. It has beautiful covers, and I think it is a very, very good manga. One that's ever so slightly leaving the realm of possibility is Tomodachi Game. This is a manga that I loved the art for, and I loved the opening for the anime, and I watched a couple episodes of the anime, and I thought it was a very interesting concept. I hear the manga was very good. So I wanted to read the manga, but then we don't have an English print, which is really made me very annoyed. But I do think that this could get printed. Now, I do think this would be a yen press print. I feel like this is the most yen pressy title. It just feels like a yen press print, you know? And so I would really love yen press to print this. I think this would be very good for yen press. I feel like this would do very good too. I think that a lot of people did enjoy this, and I think that this is something I was very interested in the second I saw it and the second I watched a couple episodes, because I thought it was a very, very interesting concept. And I hear the manga does it very well, so I wanted to read it, but I can't. And I didn't finish the anime, and I only watched a couple episodes because I wanted to read it, and I couldn't, so then I just kind of dropped it. And I feel like a couple people did that. I couldn't have been the only person that did that. I feel like a few people probably did that, and that's just super annoying for a series that interesting, and having a concept like that, it's just It's just, you have to print that. It's not small in Japan. It sells quite well in Japan. I believe it is kind of long now, so I mean, I don't know if they would print it at this point, and if they did, it would probably be omnibuses, which Yen Press don't do often. They do like light novel omnibuses, but you don't really see Yen Press just dropping an omnibus for things. So I don't, that's the thing. I see this as Yen Press print, but I would see it as an omnibus, and Yen Press doesn't print omnibuses. You see the problem here, and you see why I don't think this has gotten printed yet. And I don't think it will, but I really hope it does. I think this has like a 30% chance of getting printed. Truthfully, I think there's some series later on here that are longer that have a higher chance of getting printed, which sounds crazy, but yeah, I would love to see Tomodachi Game come to English print. It's just something I would just personally love to see. Talking about those series I think that are longer that will have a higher chance of getting in print, Holyland. I see Holyland getting printed sometime soon by Dark Horse. I don't know why, I just do. It's either Dark Horse or Viz picks it up. I think Dark Horse purely for the Berserk factor, that the creator of Holyland is now the storyteller on Berserk on behalf of Kentaro Miura. I do see that. I think that's the play. Truthfully, I think Dark Horse are going to be the one to do it. And if Dark Horse do it, it will be omnibuses, which I'm fine with, because Dark Horse make, oh my god, great omnibuses. Like the Blade of the Immortal omnibuses. Amazing. As long as you don't make them as small as the Gantz ones. I really think that's the only problem with the Gantz ones, is that they're small. Because if they weren't like this big, they weren't this big, that would be fine. Because Gantz's art is insane. Hiroya Oku has some of the best art out there, but we can't really look at it that well with an omnibus that's the size of this and is this fat. But like, oh my goddess and Blade of the Immortal, those omnibuses are beautiful. So I would love to see Holy Land get that treatment. I think it will. I truthfully think that this has a pretty high chance in the near future. Now, I want Holy Land because a while back, a bunch of my friends and I tried to do like this manga book club, and we all were going to read through Holy Land. But all we're gonna, I mean, everyone else did, I didn't, and I feel like an idiot. I read the first like 2 or 3 chapters, loved it, and I never continued. But they were reading it digitally, and I really don't like reading digitally, so that's why. I only like really, when I'm caught up on a series, like if I've read it from chapter 1, or if I have like One Piece, I read the first like 90 volumes in my hand, I can read a decent amount online. Like, that's fine to me. But like, if I'm reading a whole series online, that just feels wrong to me, and that's just how I felt with Holy Land. I do want to read it so bad though, so I really want Holy Land to get printed, and that's why I put it on this list. I do think that this has a kind of high chance though. I think this is like a 50-50 to 60-40 chance to get printed within the next 2 or 3 years. I do have high hopes for Holy Land, purely for the fact that he's making Berserk now in terms of story. So I think that's really boosting the chances, in my eyes, for it to get reprinted. I mean printed. Jeez, it never got printed in the first place. The next one I want to talk about is one I also think would be a Yen Press title, and that would be ReLife. The only reason I think this would be a Yen Press title is because it's in full color. I think it's the only company that would print something in full color, like, that would do it consistently. I mean, Viz has done it and stuff like that, but like, I think Yen Press is the only one that would confidently do that. And I think that this series was amazing. I watched the anime and I loved it. Now, I know the anime cut out a bunch, but I still think the anime was amazing. And that made me want to read it, but we don't have it. Like, of course, I'm going to say that with every series, but I need to read ReLife. I think it was phenomenal, and I think way more people need to watch or read ReLife, because that was one of the most interesting, intriguing series I've ever watched. I think it was super fun. I think I gave it like a 9.7. Like, it was so good, and we just don't have it. It's not even that many volumes. I think it's like 13 to 15 or something like that. That's not that bad, and I think Yen Press could easily print that. Do I think it's super duper popular? No, but I definitely know it is semi-popular, so I think it does have a shot, but whether it does have a shot or will is different. I don't think it is going to be, like, it's meant to be in English physicals, but I do think it should, and that's something I want to talk about. Like, I want ReLife. I literally just want ReLife. Just please. Like, that's all I want. Truthfully, if you were to print one series that I talked about outside Awashi, it would be ReLife. So please, just please, anyone. It would probably be Yen Press again, like I said, but please, just give me ReLife, please. I really feel like I'm giving a lot of these series to like Viz, Dark Horse, and Yen Press, but like this one would have to be Viz because they printed literally every work by him, and that's Naoki Urasawa, and that's gonna be Billy Bat. I don't know why. I feel like the Pluto anime really helps this a lot, and I just read Monster, so like, and I made a video on it, so like, card's gonna be here if you want to watch that. But I really think Billy Bat has a shot now. I don't know why now, but I feel like after Kingdom got its announcement, I feel like anything is really on the table, and I really think Billy Bat is really there. I think a lot of people have been asking for Billy Bat. It's been Billy Bat and Kingdom and like a couple other series like Holyland. It's been Holyland, Billy Bat, Kingdom, all these series for like literally 6 years now, 7 years now. That ever since the big English manga boom. But everyone's been asking for those, so I feel like Billy Bat's bound to come at some point, right? Like, if I'm Viz, I'm seeing all these people say this, and I'm gonna try and take Billy Bat and print it as quick as possible. Now, I know I heard it has some controversial moments, but like, so does Gantz, so does a lot of other big manga. Like, every manga has some controversial moment. Gachi Akuda even has a controversial moment, so I don't know why we're talking about like, oh, it has a controversial moment. Like, I don't know what it is, truthfully, so I could be just, oh, he says the N-word, and then I'll be like, oh, well, maybe I see why this has not gotten printed, but, I mean, like, from what I know, I don't think it's that bad, so I think that they could print it, so I hope they do, because I loved Monster, I loved 20th Century Boys, didn't really love Asador that much. Definitely need to read like other things by him too. Like, I have Pluto, I haven't read it yet or watched it yet. I heard the Pluto anime is amazing. I'm probably gonna watch it if I do anything. But yeah, I just really hope Billy Bat gets an English print at some point, just so we can finish out the the big Naoki Urasawa collection. You know, Kodansha, here are 2 series for you. Since I didn't give you a single series for the rest of this video, I think these are 2 series you could easily print. Because one of them you have digitally, and that's Ace of the Diamond. I'm not going to really talk about it much because I've already done it multiple times. But Ace of the Diamond, you could easily print. You literally have it done in English digital. So, like, just do it. Literally just do it. And the next is Major. I think you could easily pick up Major. Major is something that is super good. Also in, like, the same vein as Ace of the Diamond, but I think it's very good. I think you should definitely also think about printing Major. I think it is definitely worth it. Like, it's in the same vein as it's a baseball manga that also has multiple parts and is big. That's what I mean. But I loved what I did read of Major. I finished Major Part 1. I didn't finish Major Part 2 or read Major Part 2, like, at all. So, like, I can't say anything about Major Part 2, but I loved Major. And I think that this would be something that would do really well if we just printed it. Now, of course, since it is longer, same with Ace of the Diamond, it would probably have to be Omnis because, I mean, how are you going to print a series that's over 40 volumes long without it being Omnis? Unless you're Viz and Psychotic and doing that with Kingdom, because they're doing singles for some reason. My mind's boggled, truthfully, because that means a lot of people are probably going to be dropping Kingdom within the first 2 or 3 volumes, because Kingdom, it doesn't start amazingly. It starts good, but it doesn't start amazingly. I watched the anime, by the way. I watched all 5 seasons recently. I love Kingdom, truthfully. It's one of my favorite series. It might be a top 5 anime for me. The first 10 episodes, whether you care about the animation or not, because I didn't, are not the best episodes of Kingdom. It comes within, like, probably like volume 6 to 10 is what people are going to be, like, looking for Kingdom. And even then, the art's not even, like, peak Kingdom yet, because I've been skimming Kingdom's manga. Like, that's gonna be rough for Kingdom. Like, a lot of people are probably gonna be dropping it because of the hype, and then the first volume doesn't live up to that, you know what I mean? But I do think that they should make omnibuses for Ace the Diamond and Major. I think those are 2 manga that very much deserve it. I literally just went on a huge rant about Kingdom and then just went, yeah, print baseball. Now, the last one I want to talk about is one that was already printed but never actually finished in English, from what I know. That's gonna be Beck. I really want Beck back. I think that would be a great series to bring back. Of course, music manga don't really do as well as the anime because you don't have the music, you know? Like, But I think Beck could really change that. I think Beck, from what I heard, was a great manga, and I really want to read it, but I have to spend a lot of money, and I won't even be able to finish it with the English physicals that we do have. So please, let's just get Beck in print, and we should be on our way, because that's something that should have been already known by now. Beck is one of the biggest music mangas ever, biggest music animes ever, even in the West. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's just get Beck fully printed, and I think that has a decently high chance now that Mushishi got its deluxes. I feel like Beck can get deluxes now that Mushishi did. Of course, Mushishi is going to be like, what, 3, maybe 4 deluxes? Beck would have to be like 10 to 15 plus. But I do think that they could. I think Beck would sell enough where they would and could. So let's see. I hope Beck gets reprinted at some point in the future. It would be amazing if it did. So yeah. So those are like all the major ones. I want to talk about haha. That hurt me so bad. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. That's all the ones out of the way that I want to talk about. Like I said earlier, if you guys have any you guys want to leave down in the comments down below, leave them down in the comments below. I want to see what you guys want printed in English, and maybe you'll put me on to some peak, because I left some off the list so I can make another one of these in the future. Cough, cough. I need more video ideas, so I'm leaving some of these out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I see you guys next time. Peace!